Hi, my name is Shelly Watson, and I serve as one of the leadership development coaches at New Life. I'm excited today to talk about Advent Day number 21, the birth of Jesus. Yesterday, Mary learned that she's going to be the mother of God's Son, Jesus. And to set the stage for today's story, Joseph and Mary are now engaged, and Mary is in her 9th month of pregnancy. They live in Nazareth under Roman rule, which means they have to pay taxes to Rome. So Caesar, in order to make sure that he gets all his tax money, issues a decree that everyone living in the entire Roman Empire must register for this census. And they must do so in the hometown of their ancestors. Joseph's ancestor was the shepherd boy David, King David, and his hometown was Bethlehem. So Joseph and Mary must now make the trip from Nazareth to Bethlehem. So this is about a 100-mile long walk that they take on foot, not on a paved road, but more like a wide dirt trail that might be similar to hiking up one of our canyons here in Tucson, but doing so for the better part of a week, every day, all day long. So I can only imagine by the time they finally get to Bethlehem, they're probably dusty, tired, and hungry, only to find that there are no spare rooms in the whole town of Bethlehem. So they go from inn to inn, and finally they find an innkeeper willing to let them stay in his stable. So Joseph and Mary make out beds in the stable, probably on some dry, clean hay, and at this point it becomes time for baby Jesus to be born. So Mary wraps her little precious baby in some cloth and lays him in a manger, which is really just an animal's feeding trough. And that's how our Savior, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, enters the earthly realm. I think it's an amazing picture of humility. Jesus, his very first act in his birth, he is submitting to earthly rulers. And yet God works that situation such that his will prevails, and Jesus' birth actually fulfills prophecy. And I think about Mary and the challenges this must have been to her, this trip. She knows she's going to be the mother of God's Son. She probably has an idea in her mind about how this will all unfold, and I suspicion that giving birth to her baby in a smelly, dusty barn probably wasn't part of her idea of what would happen. And as I think about Mary in this situation, I think about my own life and situations that I have been in that were beyond my control, and I admit I would have a tendency sometimes to blame God or to blame other people for my circumstances, instead of stepping back, seeing that God is in control, trusting Him with that, and realizing that if I look, I might find a blessing there. This story also inspires me, in fact, Jesus' whole life inspires me in my interactions with my family and my friends and my church family, the people that I work with, to exemplify or try to reflect the humility of Jesus in those relationships. This has been a powerful reading for me. I trust as you read this, and the story can be found in the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. And I just pray that God would reveal Himself to you in a fresh and powerful way as you read these verses together with your loved ones. Merry Christmas and God bless you.